Bro, the sky is falling, but we still trying to live for the kids. You'll be saying that on the last day of earth. That's what I actually believe. I believe some people be so silly. The last day of earth, they'll be talking about, well, we got stuff to do with our kids. On the last day of earth, I guarantee you. Because they're more worried about that and they don't see that it's all gone. It's nothing. What's here? What's here to repair? What's here to continue? That's a 7. You ain't got nothing to continue. What you continuing? See, these are the higher courts. These are the higher levels of determination. And if you don't think I have place in it, you don't know the Bible. Oh yeah. God has a sophisticated system. Oh, you didn't think I was a judge? Then why does the Bible say, let the spiritual judge? Yeah, I know you always hear judge not lest you be judged first. That's the part you hear. You didn't see the scripture where it says the spiritual shall judge. Right? I'm judging this situation. I see there's no reason to keep this country around. Black people are killing each other. I'm not pointing fingers, I'm pointing out facts. I'm not pointing fingers, I'm pointing out facts. That's my motives, whether you believe it or not. I'm pointing out the facts of why this country does not even deserve to live. You don't deserve to live. You see how many kids done died through shootings? So why do you think you as adults deserve to be here when them kids are dead? Explain. Why you've lost too many children. You shouldn't even want to live based off that. I'm not lying to you. I'm not playing any games. You shouldn't want to live when all these kids been getting killed by stray bullets and all of that. You shouldn't even want to live anymore. You shouldn't even want this country to go on anymore. Based just off that. And then you find out 44 states is marrying children. And you still, and what? Your dreams. Really? Your goals. Really? Buddy. I don't care nothing about none of that. I'm looking at the overall picture that your country is just so destructive that children can't even live here anymore. Oh, it's worse than you want to give credit to. You can talk about the Middle East all you want, but black people are not killing each other like they are out there. They're not doing it. They're killing each other here. Your country has mass shootings here. You got 44 states with child marriage here. You got the world record for the lowest age of consent here. Not in Iraq. Not in Iran. You have the lowest age of consent world record. I ain't say who presently has the lowest age of consent. I said the world record. You set a record. I'm not talking about the present day age of consent. Who has the lowest? I think it's Nigeria and Yemen. Nevertheless, you still have the world record. That means no one has topped 7 years old as the age of consent. They got the age of consent at 7. They had it at 7 years old. Men was having sex with 7-year-old girls by government, by law and government. I don't care what time it was. Ain't no who should be having sex. What adult man want to have sex with a 7-year-old girl? Adult now. And I don't care what year it was. You don't think this matters? Yeah, this changes everything. Oh, you don't want it to, but it does. It changes everything. And like I told you before, I could care less what you think about my mental health. I know my mind is sound. But how you think you sound-minded with 44 states marrying children? Oh, you sound-minded though. Your government is sound-minded, marrying children. Well, what I think, in my personal opinion, you're not the one to judge mental health here. None of you are. If it's not the community, you don't even know nothing. You don't even know nothing. So you can't judge mental health. Who can? Who can here? When you got 44 states that decided to have sex with children, to marry them, and you're supposed to be the beacon of truth of mental health. Get out of here. That's a joke. Now you see why I'm at. Because they all are jokes to me. Yeah. Out here marrying children, yo. I'm gonna keep talking on it till you realize the reality. That's what smart people do. If I would have said it one time, you would have forgot about it. That's how stupid you are to think I'm doing something other than what I'm doing. I'm continually saying it until you get it. I'm continuously saying it until you understand its reality in your society. The only danger are the people that put these laws out there. That's the danger. They're marrying your children, sitting around, running around. They're nobodies to me now. They owe me money. That's all I'm talking about. That's all I'm talking about. I don't care how you esteem me. I'm a likable person. I'm a lovable person. But you're not a likable, lovable person. So we can't have a relationship, can we? Well, you're jerks. You're arrogant jerks. I don't want no relationship with you. You can go ahead and stay red. Keep driving by, riding by. You can walk on by. You can walk on by. I have no need of you. And I didn't ask you to be here. You volunteered to be in my life. Yeah, I didn't ask you to be here. I didn't ask you to say anything. Call me a king. I didn't ask for nothing. Okay? So you now gotta just scoot out the door like this never happened. Yeah, you gotta back up off me like it never happened, huh? When you got child marriage in this country, by marriage, I dare somebody try me. I dare somebody try me. Talking about anything with children. Anything. I dare you to try me like that. I dare you. I will make you, by the time I get done with you telling you what this country do, you be ready to kill yourself. Up here marrying children. And you didn't know it. This is reality. The America that you thought does not exist. You know what exists? 44 states marrying children in America. The land of opportunity. The land of opportunity. Yes, a land of opportunity, all right. A land of opportunity to play with your children. Sexually speaking. Yeah. Everything they do is ridiculous. Foolishness. Compared to what I'm talking about. That's foolishness, right? Ain't nobody care nothing about that. We talking about these 44 states marrying children. It can't be repaired. Your country can't be repaired. Your country cannot be repaired. It's not going to work. See, the difference between me and you is I put children in their right place. You don't. You either all out of pocket with them, doing whatever, thinking somebody trying to play with them, touch them and stuff, and then I show you who touching them, and then you act like you don't know nothing. These people are so pathetic. You can't even match the pathetic nature of these people. You can't find nothing to compare to. So what they do, they go around trying to incriminate you when they the ones doing it. It ain't gonna work on me. I'll sit right here and watch you die as a community. You messed up. And it ain't no repairing what you did. You went beyond humanity. You became animals. So now you got to be put down like animals. You got to be put down like a rabid dog. That's how I'm doing it. I'm putting you down like a rabid dog that with rabies, that's running around doing whatever they want to do. You're a rabid human being. You're a rabid nation. Your nation has rabies. Their nation, this country got rabies. You act like you got rabies. Something wrong with you? You need help? Yeah, you acting like you got rabies, sucker. Because even if you going to war, you already lost. How you, like, even if you had a mentality of being relentless in war, you still lost. You can't come back from that. It ain't no way you coming back from it. There's no way you coming back from it. I don't care how smart you are. No one wants to hear an explanation for this. Better to say, no one wants to hear an excuse for this. Anybody want to hear an excuse for why they got 44 states with child marriage? You want to hear any excuses? What's the excuse? What's the excuse? Well, we thought this, we thought that, we thought what you thought what? You thought what? What's the excuse? There is no excuse. That's why we win. I don't care what you say. There's no way you coming out of this. You can talk and say we had worse times. Nope. Ain't none of that working. Marrying children has proved fatal to your community's reputation. Your reputation is gone. How you gonna come back from that? Marrying children? Marrying them now. Your credibility is gone. And the more I talk to the global community, the more they're gonna realize no need for you to be here and you're beyond repair. You can't be repaired, America. That's what you got to come to terms with. You cannot be repaired. You can't be repaired. Everybody's going crazy. Black people going crazy. Mexicans, they going crazy now, following behind the black man and the white man, trying to be like them. Yeah, let's tell the truth and shame the devil. Yeah, you used to be good, but you ain't good now. Yeah, Mexican Americans used to be cool, but you ain't cool now. Oh, you don't think I realize the difference? You don't think I realize how you have changed as a community? Oh, you changed too. You just as crazy as these black people and white people out here. Oh, you thought you was innocent. Nah, you ain't innocent. I see what you do too. I see the games you play too. And you just as crazy as they are. So guess what we're going to do? Here's what's going to happen. America is going to cease as a brand, as a government and system, by God's hand. God is going to do it. They're going to cease as a brand, a community, and as a system. And God is going to do it. I've proven to you that the community is crazy. I've proven to you that the government is crazy. That's enough room to cease this as a community, brand, an American brand and system. See, the community could have been saved. You think I'm talking just against the government. No, I'm talking about you too. That's a 7. Oh yeah, you thought I was one of those only government talking guys. Well, they're not the only problem. You're the problem too. Well, you're killing each other. You're playing psychological games. You think you have the power to take justice in your own hands, and you don't even know what happened and how it happened. So you're just as bad as they are. Well, when you accuse innocent people, when you play with innocent people, you're bad as the government. I don't care who it is. I don't care what neighborhood it is. If you're practicing incriminating an innocent man that you don't have evidence on, you don't have really nothing on, then you're just as worse. You're just as bad as the police in America. To me, and that's all that matters, right? At least as far as I go. You're just as bad as the police now, as far as the American community. So you all have to cease. And me being a prophet, me being a prophet of God, you don't want to see me, man. You or your family want to see me, buddy. I'm telling you how it is. I ain't intimidated by man, woman, or child. You don't want to see me. Okay? What that means is you don't want to challenge me and you don't want to see me go to war with you. That ain't what you want, buddy. You better go play you a video game. You better go play you a video game, buddy. Because this ain't what you want to play with. I've already proved it. Some people say it and some people prove it. I've already proved it. Have I not proved it? Okay, so everything I'm saying is valid. It's not trying to be tough. It's valid, right? Okay then. Long as you know I ain't trying to be tough, long as you know everything I'm saying is valid, long as you know we putting up numbers, that's all I care about. Yeah, I ain't sending out no empty threats. This ain't no gangster game. This ain't no thug game. I listen to music, but I understand reality. And to be honest with you, I'm getting it in. Half of these rappers is not getting it in. That part. So if anything, I'm probably influencing them. Imagine them influencing me. Come on, man. Come on. Make it make sense, please. Because I'm on top. You got 44 states married children and a rapper influencing me. I'm the one revealing it, but a rapper is influencing me. You tripping. See, what you should have realized that the black man was going to get his revenge. You should have knew I was going to get my revenge. As a nation, as an African nation, we ain't trying to hear that forgiveness stuff. You ain't never made it right. When did you make it right? You owe the whole African nation money, man. The world consists of kingdoms. How can an African American, how can they have a kingdom when you never paid them properly? You know what these people get out here and work for? To build kingdoms, to build empires. And that's what we're talking about. That's why the money has to be given, because every man get up out of his bed to build an empire, and you held this particular nation back from doing what all men do. That's what the money is about. You stop the progression of the African American empire here in America. Everybody else is progressing. Everybody else has an empire. The Asians have an empire here. The Mexicans have an empire here. They're the new ones. They got an empire here. And the Americans still do not have an empire. Oh, because we got famous people on TV, we got an empire? Man, you tripping. Man, you tripping. Those are people with ideas that got rich. That's all that is. That does not represent the nature and condition of the black community in America. Those are people with ideas. They do not define the African American experience because they have ideas that were manifested. Right or wrong. Those people on TV just have ideas that manifested and they were successful. How does that define the African American experience? Because they came up with ideas and were successful. It still does not define everyday people. That's what we're talking about. When we're talking about empires for everyday people. Asians have an empire for their everyday people. The Mexicans have an empire for their everyday people. White people have an empire for their everyday people. Black people don't have an empire for their everyday people. Their everyday people are all on the streets and everything, killing. No money. No empire. So retribution for slavery is all about progression of the empire of the African American. That's what it's about. See, I'm going to shut everything you are about down, America. You held back the African American man. You held his empire back. You were scared of his potential, probably. You probably was. I'm successful, buddy. I'm successful now. Revealing to your community that you have 44 states married children. I'm successful now. None of that stuff you're doing is going to work. No triggers are going to work. I'm too aware of triggers. I'm too aware of everything. Okay? I'm so aware of everything. Your triggers don't work with me. You can't trigger me. I'm too psychologically sharp. And what I think it's another form of racism. Ooh, we didn't know a Negro was that smart. Yeah, I'm that smart. I know you're doing nothing but trying to trigger me. And it's not working. So what you have is, in America concerning me, is people that are fascinated that a Negro is so smart. Oh, you been knew white people was this smart. I'm not saying we're not. I'm not saying we're not. You just haven't seen it. So now it's fascinating to you that a Negro is just as smart as all of these people combined. I'm smarter than all of them. Well, if they're smarter than me, then why is it 44 states with child marriage and no one knows it here? Why do they have child marriage and no one knows? So you're smarter than me, you're more competent than me, but I know something this big that you don't know in your country. 44 states married children. How are you more competent and smarter than me? And if you are smarter than me, what is it worth when you don't even know that your children are being married in America? What is it worth? What is your intelligence even worth? It's worthless. You don't even know this. It's important. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care. I don't care how smart you are. I know that your intelligence and all the little witty stuff that you do is worthless when you have 44 states married children. You see how they dancing around like a little dog? You know how dogs do a little spin around? That's what they doing. I don't care nothing about what you're doing, bro. I go by reality. Reality is you ain't doing nothing to me. You playing nothing but psychological games, which one day you're going to go crazy from realizing none of it works. None of it is doing anything. So how real is it to you? Is it even real what you're doing? That's where you're going to lose your mind at. See, I stayed in reality and you didn't. That's why your karma's so messed up. That's why your mind's so messed up. Because I stayed in reality. You didn't stay in reality. You played psychological crazy games. I stayed in reality talking about 44 states married children, bitch. I'm just letting you know. I'm talking about reality. What are you talking about? Oh, what we think he's thinking? Really? Please have a seat. I got 44 states married children on you, buddy. That's my warrant on you in your country. 44 states married children, that's the warrant, buddy. That's the bounty, that's what put the bounty on your head. Because ain't nobody trying to hear anybody marrying children in 44 states in the supposed to be greatest country in the world. You're supposed to lead by example. You got 44 states married children. 3 years ago, you just passed a law that allows adults to marry children at any age. 3 years ago. 3 years ago. You can't be serious, bro. That little psychological stuff, man, I can live with it. If I failed, I still would live with it. And you still would be dying from 44, the reality that you're marrying children here. Ain't none of that working with me, buddy. I don't care about your games. I could fail at that and still kill you. That's all I'm trying to do. Yeah, you missed my points. I don't care nothing about that foolishness. Long as you realize you're marrying children in your country and it's beyond repair. Long as I don't care what else you think. Long as you realize that and realize you dead for it as a brand, as a nation and system, then we can get on with the show. Because once the prophet tell you you're dead, once the prophet is calling you out for marrying children, it's over, bro. I'm a prophet. I didn't ask to be one. I didn't try to be one. I seen that things I said came true. Well, it's clear enough to me. I said it and it came true. That's what the Bible says. This is how you would know the prophets is by what they say comes to pass. That's it. Not their moral state, not if they have a beer on a Sunday night. It doesn't change who they were born to be. So if a duck get drunk, a duck get drunk. A duck is still the duck. I'm still the prophet, whether you accept it or not. You thought you could use alcohol and marijuana and all those things to get me caught up. It ain't working. It ain't working. I'm too aware of your tricks. Smoking, drinking, women, that ain't gonna stop me. That's not gonna stop me. You thought it was though. Yeah, I'm too slick for you, ain't I? Ain't none of that working. We about to wash this whole community up. And if you know any better, you want to play the popular game and who's popular. Let me tell you who's popular? Me. That's who's popular. You know why I'm popular? Because I defeated your whole country. You know how that happened? Through Christ Jesus. Yeah, you washed up, buddy. Stop trying to save face. You lames trying to save face, and I don't see how you think you can do it. You can't do it. It's an impossible mission. Well, just like a man goes to death row for doing something crazy, it's pretty impossible in most situations for him to get out of that. I don't care what you say, what you do. He can make it right with his maker, but he's going to die. Okay? It's the same thing with you. You have 44 states married children. You just passed laws 3 years ago. You can't get out of that, bruh. That's like being on death row, man. You cannot get out of it. And you want me to tell you the truth of the matter? A pedophile can get out of problems. Well, they get registered as a sex offender and they mind their business for the rest of their life. You got over 700,000 registered sex offenders here now. They're not dead, but you are. Because you contradicted yourself too sharply. Well, you went around running around like John Wayne, like you're going to bring the pedophiles to justice, and you come to find out you got 44 states married children. You contradicted yourself too sharply. That's fatal. That proved fatal. Because you was riding around like you was the protector of children. And we find out that you not. So you an ignorant person riding around. Basically, unlearned, ignorant. And we come to find out it's you that's doing it. We come to find out it's you. I couldn't even believe this. And that proved fatal, bro. Because, you can't ride around like you ready to kill somebody, and then we find out that you marrying children. Where they do that at? You ride around like you ready to kill somebody, but we find out it's you that's marrying the children. That's over, man. We ain't trying to hear nothing else. I ain't trying to hear nothing else. I'm willing to die for this. I'm willing to die for it. I'm willing to die for it. You sitting up here marrying children, riding around like John Wayne against somebody else. Nah, I'm willing to die for this one. Yeah, I'm willing to die because I'm not finna sit and live with these suckers marrying children, riding around like somebody owe you some explanation. You owe me an explanation. You owe me an explanation for why you riding around and you the one marrying children. I don't owe you no explanation. I don't care what you think. And like I said, even if people are pedophiles, guess what they do? They can live on. How can you live on though? How can you live on? You're marrying children by the government. This is not somebody who is like in the case of a pedophile. They're charged by the government. I mean, the government, but they're charged by the law, and they do their time. This ain't that situation. This is the government passing the laws. The ones that hand out prosecutions, the one that hands out charges, they the ones pass these laws to marry children. Now you see the difference? I know some people are slow. You don't see the difference between a pedophile and your government passing laws to marry children. What's worse, a pedophile or somebody that marries a child? Which one's worse? Someone that marries a child is worse.